The story begins at the airport in the Philippines, where the most wanted criminals are being taken back from the Philippines to South Korea. As soon as these prisoners are about to enter the airport, at that very moment a man suddenly comes forward shouting from the crowd and tries to reach one of the prisoners. Before the police officers can understand anything, that man presses the remote of the bomb hidden in his bag. The explosion is so powerful that many police officers and more than 30 passengers get badly injured. But the surprising thing is that not even a single scratch comes to any of those prisoners. 5 years after this terrifying incident, preparations once again begin to bring those same criminals to South Korea. This time, to avoid the previous mistake, it is decided that they will not be sent by airplane but through a cargo ship. These criminals are so dangerous that a special commando team is deployed to bring them to the harbor, and the entire area is cleared of common people. Every movement is being monitored through drones and satellites, because even the slightest mistake could cause an incident like the one from 5 years ago to happen again. During checking, Officer Lee Seok brutally beats a tattooed criminal. Actually, there is already an old rivalry going on between the two of them, and whenever Lee gets angry, he takes out all his anger on this very prisoner. This prisoner is Park Jong, who is not an ordinary criminal but has already murdered many people and has also committed a crime with a girl, the punishment for which he is now going to receive in Korea. During this time, you see another prisoner who looks extremely calm and innocent. That man is actually the narrator himself. Despite his innocent appearance, he is the most dangerous criminal on board, though no one is aware of this yet. A doctor arrives at the port along with a nurse. They will also be traveling to Korea. On the other side, Won, who is the head of this entire mission, reaches the control room, and as soon as he arrives there, his people throw out all the employees present there and take the entire system under their control. Soon, all the prisoners are loaded onto the ship. Officer Lee warns them strictly that they are now in the middle of the ocean and any escape attempt will be met with immediate execution. While the officers take their positions, on the other side, that same doctor secretly fills some injections into his bag, and after that, without telling anyone, he slowly starts moving toward the basement. On the way, he encounters some police officers. But the surprising thing is that no one suspects him even a little. The doctor moves forward and, with the help of a secret map, reaches that part of the ship about which even the ship's own crew has no information. Inside, some goons are guarding a body whose name is Alpha. We see that his eyes are sealed and an oxygen mask is attached to his mouth. From this, it becomes clear that he is not dead, but has been forcibly kept alive in this condition. As soon as the doctor opens his mouth, worms are seen crawling inside, seeing which he feels extreme disgust. Then one of those goons tells the doctor not to talk too much, just do your job and leave. The doctor silently does exactly what he is told and gives that body an unconsciousness injection. While leaving, one goon reminds him that it is necessary to give this injection every 6 hours, otherwise Alpha will come alive, and if that happens, then no one on this ship will survive. Meanwhile, food is served to the prisoners, while most of them rush to eat, but Park Jong sits completely calm, as if he is waiting for the right opportunity. Then we see that inside his mouth there is a small piece of iron hidden, which he has been hiding there for who knows how long. After some time, when the police officers move away from their positions for a few moments, Park takes the opportunity, takes out that piece, and slowly starts opening his handcuffs. Another prisoner sitting nearby sees all this, which awakens hope inside him as well that perhaps they can escape from here. Meanwhile, we see some people on the ship who are assigned to work in the kitchen. One of them secretly breaks the locks of the prisoners, and then he moves with his companions toward a room where a lot of weapons are stored. Whatever weapons they get their hands on, they pick them up and quietly start moving forward. But as they are passing through the way, one man's bag accidentally hits a pipe, causing a loud noise, and the nearby police officers immediately become alert. Their leader immediately tries to handle the situation by lying, but then a police officer's eyes fall on their gun. Before he can understand anything or tell anyone, they suddenly attack and brutally kill the police officers. To erase evidence, they hide the police officers' bodies in the ship's freezer, and then move ahead. After this, they go straight to the cockpit and kill all the ship's crew present there as well. Now only 2 people remain alive who could operate this ship. They break the telephone lines so that no contact can be made with any country. Then one man climbs on top of the ship and cuts the main line, due to which the ship's location completely stops appearing in Korea. Inside the ship, Officer Diane notices that there is no signal coming on her walkie-talkie. She tries many times to talk to her team, but when no response comes from anyone, she herself starts going upstairs to find out what is actually going on. On the other side, a prisoner present with Park was busy opening his handcuffs, but during that time, his hand accidentally hits a pipe, making a noise. Hearing the sound, a police officer comes there. When he sees that a prisoner has broken the lock, he immediately goes into action. But then Park attacks him from behind. He beats him badly and then smashes his head and takes his life. Park's remaining companions also reach the cells while killing officers along the way, and in the process, they create so much bloodshed that there is no limit to it. Park orders his men to kill everyone. After this, he stabs a knife into that officer's heart and watches him die while writhing in pain, but he does not stop there. Then he takes off his belt and urinates on the corpse to give peace to his heart. Meanwhile, Officer Diane comes onto the deck while searching for Lee. As soon as she sees the doctor coming upstairs, she immediately asks what he had gone downstairs to do. The doctor gets a little nervous and starts thinking of an answer in his mind. But then Officer Lee arrives there, because of which the doctor gets saved. At the same time, an officer sees that a man is coming down from the satellite tower, and in his hand there is an axe. He immediately understands that something is wrong, so he quickly runs toward the cabin. Over there, Park's companions free all the prisoners, but now only Park's rule is running there. Then one of the prisoners tries to act too clever and says, "Where are the police girls? I want to have fun with them." Hearing this much, Park shoots him without wasting even a second and says in a cold tone that they all are mine. After some time, the narrator is freed. Park recognizes him and warns the others not to underestimate him, claiming that compared to what the narrator has done, everyone else is insignificant. The narrator wants to go to Korea, but Park declares that the ship is going nowhere. Unaware of all this, when Suk reaches the cockpit with his companions, he sees that the bodies of the entire crew are lying there. Before they can understand anything, the people hiding in the cockpit suddenly rain bullets on them. Some people are killed in this attack, but Suk, Diane, and some other officers somehow manage to survive. Just then, an attacker puts a gun to a crew member's head and starts blackmailing him. His trick is almost about to work when Diane very cleverly disarms him, and as soon as she gets the chance, Suk shoots him dead. The pilot is extremely frightened, but he tells them that there is a satellite phone kept in the engine room through which they can contact Korea. On the other side, hearing the sound of gunfire, the doctor gets nervous and asks the nurse whether she also heard gunshots from outside. But the nurse is intoxicated at that moment and thinks the doctor is joking. She says that she will go and check. The doctor immediately stops her and locks the door. On one side, the police think that the criminals are the biggest threat to them, and on the other side, the criminals believe that the police are enemies of their lives. But no one has any idea that the real danger is waiting for them below, because Alpha wakes up due to not receiving the sedative injection on time. Meanwhile, Park moves toward the engine room with his men, and whoever workers he encounters on the way, he kills them without stopping. As soon as they enter the engine room, they kill the remaining people there and also destroy the satellite phone. Now there is no way left for this ship to contact anyone. Just then, the chief engineer says fearfully that without him, this ship cannot operate. Hearing this, all the prisoners start laughing because they never intended to operate the ship in the first place. They mock him and say that his teammates were saying the same thing before dying. Park moves forward to kill him. The narrator intervenes, stopping Park. Just as a fight is about to break out, Seok and his team surround them. A vicious battle erupts between the police and the criminals. In this chaos, one man tries to run away, but suddenly Alpha appears in front of him. Alpha kicks him so hard that his body parts break into pieces. Seeing this, everyone forgets their fight with each other and just keeps staring at that monster. Alpha looks at everyone one by one, as if he is scanning them, and then he picks up a knife and starts cutting people like a butcher cuts animals. It feels like he was made only for killing. He was just never told whom to spare. He grabs a man's head and pushes his fingers so hard into it that the head gets crushed. While everyone else trembles in fear, the narrator remains completely calm. When Suk tries to attack Alpha, Alpha brutally kills him as well. Park fires many bullets at Alpha one after another, but Alpha does not even get a scratch. Instead, his wounds heal very fast, which makes it even harder to kill him. The rest of the people somehow manage to escape, but Alpha does not stop chasing Park. Now both of them are standing face to face. But the mad Park still does not understand that defeating Alpha is not possible for him. Alpha breaks both of Park's arms with a heavy hammer and then keeps hitting him again and again with the same hammer until his head is completely smashed. Before Seok could even comprehend what was happening, Alpha grabbed him, and his life was moments away from ending. Just then, the narrator jumped in and somehow managed to save him. Diana fires bullets at Alpha, but Alpha's body is moving so fast that it does not affect him at all. His body is so heavy and powerful that a normal human cannot even move him. All of us somehow escape to save our lives. The narrator tries to close a thick iron gate. Alpha uses all his strength to stop it, and it feels like he will break the door. The narrator kicks him hard, and at that moment the door shuts. Meanwhile, Wong tracks the ship in the middle of the sea using satellite help. As soon as he sees the images, he understands that something very big has gone wrong and that the prisoners have definitely taken control of the ship. He keeps trying to ignore someone's calls, but the situation becomes so bad that he finally has to pick up the phone. On the call, his boss angrily tells him to go to that ship and bring Alpha back. Wong tries to explain that this is very risky, but hearing this, his boss becomes even angrier. Meanwhile, we see a tattoo on the boss's chest, and the exact same tattoo is also on Alpha's body. This makes it clear that Alpha is not the only one who has superpowers. As soon as the call ends, Wong angrily punches an electric pole, and at that moment we understand that Wong himself is also a superhuman. On the other side, inside the ship, the captain tries to escape by leaving everyone behind. But as soon as he starts lowering the rescue boat, Alpha arrives there. Alpha brutally kills the captain and his partner and then destroys the rescue boat so that no one can escape from the ship. Nearby, the nurse hears loud banging sounds outside her cabin. She gets a little scared, but despite the doctor telling her not to, she slowly moves toward the gate. As soon as she peeks outside, Alpha grabs her neck and squeezes it so hard that the veins in her neck burst. Seeing this horrible scene, the doctor's eyes stay wide open in shock. He understands that if he stays there even for a second, he will meet the same fate. Out of fear, he runs away with all his strength and finally collides with Officer Suk, who is wandering inside the ship looking for him. Suk asks the doctor what he knows about Alpha. In reply, the doctor tells him everything truthfully. He explains that Project Alpha was an illegal experiment run by a company called Yan Genetics. At first, the company claimed to be making a pill that could keep humans young for 10 years. But behind this, they were secretly creating superhuman weapons. Many people were badly injured. The doctor says that he left his first aid kit in the basement. Hearing this, Suk tells them to go downstairs, while he goes upstairs to check if anyone is still alive. Meanwhile, we see that some female prisoners cleverly take the officer watching over them hostage. 2 more prisoners are standing guard outside. Suddenly, they hear loud kicks hitting the gate. Before they can understand anything, the gate breaks and flies straight onto one of the prisoners. Alpha jumps on him and brutally crushes his face under his feet. The officer whom they had tied up is also stabbed to death by Alpha with a knife. Those who survive try to run away, and those who cannot escape have to face Alpha's brutality directly. Meanwhile, the doctor reaches the basement to see the dead bodies of all the guards who were watching Alpha, with blood splattered everywhere. Just by looking at the condition of the bodies, it was clear how horrific the massacre had been. The doctor sees that his first aid kit is lying there. He immediately starts stitching a prisoner's leg. Then Diana finds a secret file that mentions soldiers from the year 1943. As she turns the pages, she finds a photograph and immediately recognizes the man who killed everyone. The file reveals that Alpha was born in the year 1911, meaning he has been alive for about 110 years. It is written that in 1943, he was forcibly sent to fight in World War II with the Japanese army. In that war, he lost one of his arms. When he became useless to the Japanese, they imprisoned him and performed strange experiments on him. As the doctor reads further, it is revealed that these experiments made humans extremely violent and increased their strength to nearly 10 times that of a normal human. The Japanese wanted to use these soldiers in the war, but something went wrong. After this, we are shown a flashback of the year 1943. We see Alpha, whose body had been cut again and again by doctors, leaving him in such a condition that he could not even be recognized. As soon as the operation is completed, the Japanese commander and his team start clapping and praising their work. But because of the sound of the clapping, Alpha's heartbeat suddenly becomes fast. Before the situation can be controlled, Alpha wakes up and starts killing everyone present there one by one. The soldiers fire bullets at him, but soon they realize that he is not an ordinary human. They had created a monster. Alpha had become a machine that no one could control. Out of fear, a doctor locks himself inside and thinks that he has survived. But Alpha shoots him straight in the middle of the head without even using his eyes, and the doctor dies on the spot. After this, how Alpha reached this ship is a mystery in itself. Meanwhile, some people enter the lift to save their lives. The lift is going down when Alpha suddenly jumps onto it and breaks its cable, causing the lift to get stuck in the middle. After this, Alpha tears the metal like it is paper. He grabs one person, pulls him upward, and starts tearing him apart. Suk arrives late. First, he helps the female prisoner get out of the lift. But saving the other prisoner is not easy. That prisoner also understands this, so he holds Alpha back to save both of them. Soon the lift breaks and both of them fall several feet down. The crash is so loud that its sound is heard even in the basement. When Suk looks down, he sees that the prisoner is still alive. At the same time, Wong arrives on the ship with his people. Before landing, his men inject super soldier serum into their bodies, which gives them great strength for a short time. Meanwhile, Suk escapes from Alpha and reaches the kitchen. He locks the door from inside and tells the female prisoner to hide inside the freezer. After a short time, Alpha breaks the door and enters. Suk keeps firing bullets at Alpha, but not a single bullet affects him. Alpha picks Suk up and throws him all over the kitchen, badly injuring him. Still, Suk does not give up. He stabs Alpha's hand with a knife, and when that also does nothing, he starts biting Alpha with his teeth. Alpha keeps brutally attacking him, but Suk does not step back until he cuts Alpha's hand off completely. There is no fear of death in Suk's eyes. But in the end, Alpha kicks him hard, breaks his neck, and Suk dies there. At that moment, a small sound comes from the female prisoner hiding in the freezer, which Alpha hears. Out of fear, she pretends to be dead among the corpses. Alpha enters the area but cannot detect her, because he senses his prey using body heat. Inside the freezer, it is so cold that Alpha cannot feel anything. He comes so close that his breath touches the woman's face. But then the sound of a helicopter is heard outside, which distracts Alpha, and he leaves. On the other side, Woong enters the ship and understands how bad the situation is after seeing dead bodies everywhere. His soldiers search every corner of the ship, but they do not find any living person. Before they can move forward, the female prisoner runs toward them as her last hope and pleads for them to leave immediately, warning that Alpha will return. Without hesitation, Woong shoots her dead. Hearing the gunshot, Diane and the doctor arrive at the scene. Seeing the body lying there, they understand that these people have not come to save them. Diane immediately shouts for them to put their weapons down and surrender. But Woong cold-bloodedly shoots her as well, making it clear that he intends to leave no one alive. Just as Woong is about to signal his soldiers to kill the remaining people, when narrator forward at super speed and stop them. Seeing this, Woong is shocked and starts thinking about who he really is. In fear, Woong tears his clothes, and as soon as he sees the same mark on his chest, his expression changes. He understands that narrator is also one of them and that he came to this ship on purpose to reach them. Woong looks at narrator carefully, and suddenly everything returns to Woong's memory. Years ago, two gangs fought each other, brutally killing people from both sides. Narrator was also among those who were believed to be dead. Woong ordered all the dead bodies to be collected and sent for experiments. Out of countless bodies, only narrator responded to the medicine. When narrator's body showed no movement for many hours, everyone assumed death and ordered narrator to be disposed of along with the other bodies. All the bodies were taken to a pig farm, where a chemical was sprayed on the bodies so the pigs would consume them. At that moment, narrator regained consciousness. After hearing the discussion about killing narrator, narrator killed everyone present at the farm and escaped. At that moment, narrator realized that I was no longer an ordinary human. Even after escaping, narrator tried to hide the truth and live away from the world. Fate did not allow this to continue. Soon, Woong found narrator's family and murdered his wife and son. Everything that happened from the beginning until now was part of narrator's plan to reach the killers of narrator's family and take revenge. While the fight continues, Alpha arrives at the scene. Woong shouts, "Shoot only at his head," and his soldiers rain bullets. Alpha somehow protects himself and keeps killing everyone one by one. Meanwhile, the doctor and the prisoner escape from there as soon as they get the chance. When they came outside, they saw that the helicopter was still standing there. Both of them quickly got inside and put a gun to the pilot's head, ordering him to fly. But this turned out to be their biggest mistake. Without thinking even for a second, the pilot shot both of them dead. With this, all the normal humans present on the ship were killed. Now only meta-humans were left. Inside the ship, Alpha directly attacked Woong, but Woong was not an easy target like the others. While fighting Alpha, Woong said, "You are very expensive. I wish I didn't have to kill you, but it's fine, I've found another replacement for you." After this, Woong attacked Alpha with full force and brutally cut his throat, killing him. Now, only Woong and narrator left alive on the entire ship. A powerful fight broke out between them, but Woong had military experience, which was giving him an advantage over narrator. Before killing narrator, Woong calmly said, "Your son looked exactly like you. While killing you, I am remembering the day I killed him." As soon as narrator heard this, he became angry and attacked Woong many times with a knife. Then he kicked him with all strength, breaking the railing and sending him straight into the sea. But narrator did not stop there. He jumped into the sea after him and kept beating him until his breathing stopped forever. After this dark night, when the sun rises the next morning, the horrifying massacre on the ship becomes national news. Meanwhile, we see Woong's boss arriving there himself to examine his new test subject. A scientist, in fear, tells him that so much pressure could be dangerous and that working in this condition is impossible. but the boss calmly says there is nothing to worry about. Everything is under control, and they will never be caught. After that, he goes into a closed cell where a child is kept imprisoned. And here, the biggest truth of the story is revealed. That day, Woong did not kill narrator's son, because narrator's son, just like him, had superpowers from birth. That is why he was kept alive instead of being killed and was raised in captivity. In the end, we see that the strong sea waves carry narrator to an empty beach. After looking around, narrator realized that he reached Korea, and with this, the story ends here. If you are new to my channel, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel.